up towards the north end at the right next to the Sunflower Cafe, if you know where that is. But the address is 1494 North Charlotte Street, and we face the front, easy to find. If you have any questions that you want to call in on, you can reach us at the center at 484-624-8095, and you can check out our website, and that's enlightenedpath-hc.com. And even better yet, the easiest one to follow is Facebook. So if you look up the Enlightened Path on Facebook, that's the best place to check out all the events that are going on. We've always got something going on there, so check that out. I'll go over a couple highlights with some of the things that we have going, but some of our daily things are also great to check out. I've got different people doing different readings, different healings. We have Reiki, we have pranic healing, we have massage, reflexology, and then we've got a variety of different readings. We've got palm readings, tarot readings, psychic medium readings. There's a lot of different things going on with that, and all those are listed on Facebook. If you want to make an appointment for any of them, most of them are by appointment. We do have some walk-ins available, but they are all listed on Facebook. And you can message me on there, or you can call me there. We also have a lot of great items there. It's not just services. The Holistic Center does carry a variety of supplies and gifts. I try to carry a lot of local made items, so I'm supporting a lot of the local artists. So we have a lot of jewelry, candles, knickknacks, wall hangings. There's also crystals, a lot of little statues, belly dancing supplies. We do have some scarves and some hip scarves, the veils that you dance with. We do carry some of those there because we do have a belly dancing class. Those of you that tuned in last week got a special treat, and you got to see our dancers. We brought a couple of the girls out. We showed a few little of our regular moves, and then we did a whole routine, and we had a blast doing it. So for those of you that did watch, thank you. And for those of you that weren't able to tune in, I will be getting a file of the recent shows, and we will be getting them posted up onto YouTube, and you'll be able to watch them anytime. And we will be bringing the dancers in to make a special appearance now and then. Occasionally we'll probably do another whole show on them, but we may occasionally just have them pop in for a quick visit and maybe show you some of the new routines that we've been working on. A couple of the special events that we have coming up, we have a drum circle. That's going to be next Thursday. We have a Reiki Share. That's going to be next Sunday. We always have the Reiki Share on the third Sunday of the month, unless there's a holiday or anything that falls on that day, then I'll move it to a different day. We have a special evening reading with me and Jody. I'll be doing psychic medium readings, and she'll be doing her tarot or palm readings, and that's going to be Monday the 19th, so that's next Monday. We have a special event that we're going to be doing out of house. We're not going to be at the shop next Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be at a music festival. It's called Stir Fry Music Festival. It's out in Bartow, and they're going to have, I think it's like 20-some different bands playing, so it's going to be awesome. It's an all-weekend thing. There's going to be camping. There's a lot of food. A lot of different fun things going on, and me and a group from the center are going to be there doing readings and offering Reiki healing. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to getting out into a whole new environment and meeting a lot of new people. We also have a numerologist coming in to do a class, and that's going to be August 31st. She's going to be teaching us some of the basics on numerology, so it's going to be really cool to learn some of the things. I mean, it's one thing to go and get a reading, and she does amazing readings, so she'll probably also be available for some private ones at a different time. I've had mine done with her, and she's amazing. But she's going to be teaching us, so we know some of the basics on how to do it ourselves. So that's going to be awesome. So those are some of the events that we have coming up. Oh, and this Friday, I almost forgot. This Friday we have our movie night. Once a month we've been doing a movie night. It's a fundraiser for local gentleman that's been running a rescue farm. He takes in a lot of different animals. And for those of you that met him, it's Nate. He's an amazing person. Him and his partner Braden, they're doing an amazing job with all of these different animals that they're taking in. They have a horse, they've got cows, donkeys, goats, pigs, cats, dogs, and a variety of different birds, turkeys, peacocks, chickens, you name it. But they take in a lot of rescue animals, and that does take a lot to get them back into good health and work on getting them forever homes. So once a month we've been doing a movie that's fairly maybe new, but on a spiritual level. We've played one of my favorites, Avatar. We did The Life of Pi. We've done a couple others, and this week we're doing Resurrection, and it looks like it's going to be a really good movie. I haven't seen it yet, but there are a few people that are coming that have seen it, and they said it's an amazing movie, so I'm looking forward to that. There's no charge for the movie night. We just ask that you bring a donation for the animals, whether it's a monetary donation or food scraps, old blankets, anything that the animals can use. And keep in mind, he's got so many different animals that almost anything you've got can be used by somebody. So one of the animals, they'll find a use for it. So I'd like to welcome you to come out and watch the movie with us. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's always a lot of snacks and good people, and we have a really good time that night. So again, check it out on Facebook, and you'll get to see when all the events are. That'll give you all the times and the locations, and most of them are held at the center, but we do occasionally do something outside. So again, check the Facebook page, and that'll give you an idea. So today we're going to be talking about manifesting and being positive, keeping a positive frame of mind, because the only way you're really going to be manifesting is to stay in that positive frame of mind. If you have any questions, or if you've got any information that you'd like to share with us to add to everybody's knowledge about the manifesting, please give us a call during the show. The live number's 484-945-2605. And again, that's during the show. If you call in with any questions or with any information that you'd like to share with us. So again, getting back to the manifesting. I think some of the best books that are out there, and some that a lot of us are familiar with, are The Secret, and that one's by Rhonda Byrne. And then we've got The Law of Attraction with Esther Hicks, and Manifest Your Destiny by Wayne Dyer. And another good one that we have, and a lot of people are familiar with Deepak Chopra. This is another one that he has, and that one is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Practical Guide to the Fulfillment of Your Dreams. Now, I know a lot of us have things that we would like to bring into our lives, and sometimes we, I think, block ourselves from bringing them in because we think we don't deserve them. We think we're wishing too big, wishing too fast, wishing for too much. Maybe it makes us feel like we're being selfish because we want something for ourselves. But I think you have to get out of your own way. We tend to get in our own way and block ourselves. I want to share just a little bit before I get into some of the tips and some of the things that you might be able to change just in your way of thinking to start manifesting for yourselves. But just a couple little things to share with you to show how manifesting has worked for me. Going back to when I first opened the center, I was thinking for a little while prior to that. I had a standard 9-to-5 job working sales and customer service, and I'd been at the same place for about 10 years. So it was stable and it was solid, and I had no worries of losing the job. I was very comfortable. But I started wanting to do more of Reiki healing and readings, which I was doing part-time from my home. And the more I did that, the more I felt like that was right for me, and the less I wanted to be at the 9-to-5 job. So I started putting it out there that it would be nice to have my own little place and do a little bit of that, and to get away from the corporate lifestyle. And the more I started putting it out there, the more I wanted it. And to make a long story short, I ended up having to just take a leap of faith. I did it. I gave my notice at work. Didn't even have a place lined up yet, but I gave my notice, and the very day that I gave my notice, an opportunity fell into my lap for the place that I have opened now, the Enlightened Path. And from that point, everything fell into place. Everything that I needed seemed to come to me somehow, whether it was somebody coming to me and saying, hey, I have this, do you need this, could you use this, hey, this is on sale, Liberty Thrift Shop. I've gotten a lot of things from there as far as furnishings go. So almost everything that I needed just dropped in my lap, came to me, was given to me, gifted, and people just fell in, and everything, it was amazing the way everything fell into place. And then I think, like everybody else, we kind of get comfortable, and then we get away from that focus. And I started finding things that I needed, just they weren't there anymore. It was getting a little harder to bring in the things that I needed to keep things going. And I got into the phases that, again, a lot of us get into, where we let the fear and the worry start to take over, and that just blocks everything. When you get into that state, the fear and the worry and the stress, everything gets blocked. Nothing's flowing. I finally kind of snapped out of it a little bit and realized I needed to get back to where I was. And I started getting back into the manifesting again, and I know a lot of you out there that are watching may have already heard this story from me, but I still want to share it because it's funny. I got a real kick out of it, and it was also a lesson learned. I started putting out there one of the old affirmations. I'm receiving a lot of checks in the mail. I'm getting a lot of checks in the mail. And I said that over and over again for a few days. And then I went out to get my mail, and I opened my mailbox, and there was this odd package in there. I wasn't sure what it was. And I opened it up, and here there was an order of checks that I had placed and totally forgot that I'd ordered. Wasn't expecting them for a few weeks yet. And before, when I'd ordered them, they always came in a box. But I ordered them from a different company, and they came in a flat package. So I open it up, and I'm looking at these checks, and I'm, okay, I get it. I got a lot of checks in the mail. I wasn't careful on how I phrased it, though, and it wasn't exactly what I meant, but I got the point. I got what I asked for. I asked for a lot of checks, and there they were. So I stood in front of my mailbox, and I was laughing and chuckling, and I get the message. So that's just a little comical example of how manifesting works. What you put out there is what you get back. So not only do we have to be in the right frame of mind, but we also have to be a little careful about how we word it and how we put it out there. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. So some of the main things that you want to think about when we're looking at manifesting is your frame of mind. So if you've ever had a chance to read The Secret, to read The Law of Attraction, or to watch the movie, it's out in video. I did get the opportunity to listen to an audio version of The Secret, and then I also got to see it on TV. And there is some amazing information in there, and it makes so much sense. So if you get a chance to watch those, whether it be The Law of Attraction or, the other one I forgot was The Celestine Prophecy. That one's a really good one too. But these are more about manifesting. So if you get a chance, The Law of Attraction, The Secret, or Manifest Your Destiny, those are three of my favorites for that. So basically what they're telling you in there is, in all three of them, it's a lot of the same information, maybe worded a little bit different. Some are a little stronger. But the main idea is whatever's going on in your mind is what you're attracting. Whatever you're thinking about is what you're attracting. And that can go good or bad. So that's why we have to be careful what our frame of mind is. Every thought has a frequency, and they do send out a magnetic energy. Now, they've done tests on that, hooking little monitors up and having you think different things, and each thought does put out a different frequency. So sometimes if you find yourself thinking about the things that you don't want instead of the things that you do want, like say you're a single person and you're looking to attract a new person, instead of putting out there, I don't want someone who's just like my ex, I don't want somebody who's going to treat me bad, well, you're putting out the bad. You're putting out that thought. So you need to change that and instead focus on the things that you do want in that person. I want somebody who's going to treat me wonderfully. I want somebody who's going to compliment me as a partner. Somebody who's going to enjoy the same things that I'm doing. You have to put it in the positive frame. Don't focus on what you don't want, because that's what you're going to attract. If you stop and think about somebody that is always talking about how they don't feel good, or they're always complaining about illnesses or pains or problems that they're having, those are the ones that end up being sick more, because they're drawing that onto themselves. When you talk about the negative, you bring that negative in. When you have somebody who's always talking about feeling great and they're always having things go wonderful for them, they're putting that thought out there. They're putting that energy out there, and that's what they're bringing back. Instead of focusing again on things that you don't have, things that you don't think you're ever going to have, start saying that you're so happy and grateful for, and think about the things that you do have. Focus on gratitude. Focus on, when you're thinking more about what you do have and how grateful you are for what you have, you're welcoming in more. You're opening that energy up for more. When you focus more on what you don't have, then you're bringing in more of the negative. You're never going to have it if you're going to sit there saying, I'm never going to afford that. I'm never going to be able to have that. Well, guess what? You're not. You're not going to afford that. You're not going to have that. I'm never going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. You have to stop in thinking in the negative. Once we can switch our thought patterns, you'd be amazed at how many things start to flow in. Sometimes when you start turning things around and you start shifting your energy more into the positive, you may have things just dropping in your lap, but you also may have ideas coming to you, ideas that you weren't coming up with before, and they may be ideas of how to move towards what you want. It may not be as easy as just having it. Somebody may not just walk up and hand it to you, but you're going to get ideas, or people are going to come to you with ideas, and it's going to start putting you in that direction. And the more you focus on it, the faster you're going to get it. So some of the things that you can do to turn your thought patterns around, again, the gratitude, always start with gratitude. The more gratitude you have, the more abundance you're going to bring in. One of the fun things and creative ways to do it is to create a vision board. A lot of you know what the vision boards are, the dream boards are, but for those of you that don't, it can be as simple as a piece of construction paper, or it can be as elaborate as a cork board, a specially shaped cutout board, whatever you want to use, whatever size you want it to be. Go through magazines, go through newspapers, start looking for pictures of what you want, what your dream life is. it doesn't matter if you think you're never going to have it. That's the frame of mind you want to get out of. So start visualizing it. Find the car of your dreams. Cut a picture out of it. Find the house of your dreams. And don't be afraid to dream too big. Even if you get halfway there, it's going to be better than what you have. So think big. Find your dream house. Find your dream job. Find pictures of anything that represents what a perfect life for you would be. And you just plaster them all over the board and put it where you can see it every day. Make sure you look at it every day. Create new ones every week if need be. But put it where you can see it, where you can focus on it, where that's where your thought is. Do silly things like write yourself a check. Not one that you're going to cash. You're going to write it out for an enormous amount of money, but you're going to put your name on it. And if you feel safe, you can write void across the back or something. But you want to be able to see this check. You want to see something that says paid in full or unlimited amount, or just something, something that makes you feel good when you look at it. Even though reality is saying it's not there, when you're looking at it and you're seeing it, you starting to believe it. The more you're looking at it, the more you're starting to believe it. The more you believe it, the more you're creating it. So the vision boards are great for that. Writing yourself, like I said, a check. Any little thing that brings your attention. Go take a test drive in your dream car. Go out to, even though you're not ready, don't put it out there that you aren't able to do it. You just put it out there that you're not ready at this moment because maybe there's something else that is going to catch your attention, so you're not ready to commit yet. But go to the car dealer, take that car out for a test drive, feel it. Go to a realtor and go look at some houses that are your dream house. Don't be afraid to play a game with it. Make it feel real. Once you really feel it, that's the energy that you're putting out there, and that's what you're going to create. Always be specific when you're thinking about a partner, if it's a romantic partner or a friend, when you're trying to bring that into your life, when you're trying to manifest that in, be specific of what you want. Write it down. Write down a list of every quality that you want the person to have. Don't put in there, I don't want them to be this. Get away from the don't. It's I want them to be, or they will be. They will be kind. They will be honest. If you can find pictures and kind of mosh pictures together, like you see one picture where that hair is just amazing. I love that hair. Those eyes are gorgeous. Put these things together and create what you want. And then start believing that it's there. It's waiting for you. And when you're really ready for it, it's going to be there. You're going to manifest it. So a couple other things that you want to keep in mind when you're manifesting. You have to get away from the past. The past is done. The past is over. We're now moving into the future. So people get into that stuck frame of mind where they're having a run of bad luck. Nothing's been going right for me. My life has been so hard. It's always been a struggle. My life has been a struggle. That's the past. Today starts a new day. Start now. Now we're working for the future. We can't change the past. We can't change what's happened. We need to move forward, and we need to get that past out of our minds. If you're going to keep saying that you've had a run of bad luck or your life has been a struggle, if you're going to keep that frame of mind, you're going to keep that life a struggle. And that's all you're going to have. You have to get out of that. And you have to let your mind start creating a new pattern. We have to break the old patterns and create new ones. You've heard of the phrases self-fulfilling prophecies. That's where this comes from. I mean, this is what this is about. When you say, you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, I just got a feeling this is going to be such a bad day. I have a feeling everything's going to go wrong today. That's what's going to happen. Yet on the opposite side, if you wake up and you have a positive thought to start your day, it's going to be a great day. It's wonderful. I'm so grateful for the sun that's shining in my window. It's going to be a wonderful day. I've got so many great things that are coming to me today. There's going to be some amazing things happening for me today. That's creating a good self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're going to do that, make it a good one. Don't start yourself out with, it's going to be a bad day. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. Yeah, you're going to be late. I'm never going to make it to this appointment. I'm just going to get held up all the way. That's what's going to happen. But if you get it in your mind that I'm going to get there in good time, I'm going to get there when I am supposed to be there, I'm going to have an easy time getting there, you're going to start creating that. It takes a little bit to shift our mind patterns. It's not going to happen immediately, but if you start working on it now, that's the important part. And if you falter, then you start anew now. Every moment is a chance to start anew now. The other thing you have to do is you have to get a sense of proportion. You have to think about the big picture. Unless it's like a life-changing event that you're trying to create, not everything's going to happen really quick. Some things do take time, so you can't get disappointed when you're wishing for a major life change and it doesn't happen today. Just give it a little bit of time. Give it a chance to start working and be patient. It's going to happen in a good time, and you have to put that in your mind as well. You have to know that the timing is out of your hands. It's the universe kind of steps in and it hears what you want, it hears what you need, and it starts working on it for you. But it also knows the timing better than you do. There may be something that you want right now, and you want it so bad, but maybe there's a reason why you're not supposed to have it right now. We don't always understand what it is, but we have to give up the control a little bit to the universe and let them handle the when. So another thing that we need to do is think about our body chemistry. When we're not in the best of frame of mind, when we're tired, when we're in a bad mood, you're going to block the energy and you're going to revert back to the bad thinking. So if you feel yourself slipping into that bad mood or being extra tired, you have to just stop for a minute, take a breath, and really think about, is the reason that you're in a bad mood, is it really that important? I mean, granted, some things are going to happen that we can't control and they are going to put us in a mood. But think about what your bad mood or what you're being tired or grumpy, think about all the effects that that's having on your energy. Think about what it's affecting for you to put out there. Is it worth it? Is what put you in a bad mood worth stalling what you're trying to manifest? Or are you better than that? Are you worth more than that? And sometimes something will click and, well, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I need to put a little perspective on it. And maybe when you start thinking about the positive things that you're trying to manifest, that's going to help shift the mood. It doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time. We are human. We do have things happen that, let's face it, they aren't so good. And, maybe we've lost a loved one. Maybe we're having some extreme difficulties at work, or, maybe our finances are really bad. When things are really bad, those are not the times to try to start manifesting something. You're not going to be in the right frame of mind, and you may be manifesting the wrong things. We need to stop, step back, work on getting ourselves in a better frame of mind first, then focus back on the manifesting again. So again, let's find out what the good and the bad are. Try to change what you see as good and bad. So maybe they're not as bad as you think they are initially. So just take a minute to think about it first. So another thing is to really focus on what went wrong. If you are having a bad day, think about what went wrong. What caused that bad day? Is there something that you can do to change it, or is it something that's out of your hands? If it's a pattern that you're discovering, it's good to keep a list, write everything down, and maybe you'll find that there's things that you can do on a regular basis to change these days. If you're finding that you're getting yourself in a bad mood because your drive to work is horrendous, there's a traffic jam, and every day it just seems to get worse. Every day there's an accident on the road and it's holding you up, and it just puts you in a bad mood. Well then, if you're finding that to be every day and you're keeping a list of things that are putting you in a bad mood, maybe there's something you can do to change that. Maybe you can find an alternate route that seems like it might take a little bit longer, but maybe in the long run you're not going to run into the traffic jams on that route and you'll end up getting there quicker. Maybe it's more scenic. Maybe it'll be a beautiful drive and you'll be so much more peaceful when you get to your destination. Then maybe you can start manifesting a better way to get there. And once you're in that better frame of mind where you can think about manifesting it in a better way, then things will start to fall into place. Either a new route will come up, or somebody will offer to carpool with you, and maybe they know a better way. There's a better route, there's a shortcut, or there's a little bit of a longer way, but we'll have more fun getting there. And you'll find you'll change that part of your routine, and you'll change what's causing that bad mood, and that enables your manifesting to be better, because you do have to be in the right frame of mind. So another good thing for manifesting is affirmations. Affirmations are something that gets your mind focused in a positive way. It's something that keeps your attention on the goal that you're looking for, the thing that you're trying to manifest. There's a multitude of affirmations for different things that you're looking for. I've made a list of some of the easier to use affirmations for manifesting, and I'll read some of them off, and if you want to write them down, please do that. If there's some that you're not sure about, or maybe I said them too fast and you didn't catch them, you can also give me a call at the center, or you can stop out and I can run a copy off for you. I don't mind doing that. I'm also going to be doing a manifesting class where we're going to focus the manifesting on your specific things that you're trying to bring in. I'll custom some affirmations for you, for exactly what you're looking to get. I'm also open to doing one-on-one counseling for manifesting and bringing some of the information to you more individualized for exactly what you want. Maybe a little counseling, talk a little bit about it, help you word it in a positive way. But some of the affirmations that I have on hand that are just a little more on the generic side, maybe you're looking for better health. You can focus affirmations on feeling better, on being your best. There's 3 that I have for this one. The first one is every cell in my body vibrates with energy and health. Another one is loving myself heals my life. I nourish my mind, body, and soul. Another one I like, especially for people that are accident prone, which I used to be a little more accident prone than I am now. I think I've gotten a little better with that, but when I was younger, I was very accident prone, so I was always twisting an ankle or breaking a bone or banging something up. But this one is, my body heals quickly and easily. Now, affirmations are something that you want to say a few times a day, or as often as you can. Write them, say them, keep them where you can see them, print them out, write them out, stick them on a mirror where you're going to see them in the morning when you get ready. Stick them next to your bed where you're going to see them before you go to bed. And each time you see them, say them out loud. Repeatedly. I mean, if you can say them 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the middle of the day, 3 times before you go to bed, the more you can say them and write them, the better. Some of the main things that people are looking for are, of course, abundance and love and romance. So I have some for those. For abundance, one of the ones I have are, I prosper wherever I turn, and I know that I deserve prosperity of all kinds. I think that one's important because you have to retrain your mind that you deserve it. If you always have in the back of your mind that you don't deserve it, then you're always going to block yourself from having it. So if you keep saying it to yourself, it's the old fake it till you make it. Keep telling yourself until you believe it. Another one for that is, the more grateful I am, the more reasons I find to be grateful. That's a fun one. A little bit of a tongue twister, but it's a fun one to say, so it puts a little humor into it as well. Another one is, I pay my bills with love, as I know abundance flows freely through me. That's a good one because a lot of times we forget, as we're paying our bills, that we were able to pay them. We sit there and we begrudgingly write out the checks and, oh, I can't believe my electric bill is so high this month, or, oh, I can't believe how much this cable bill keeps going up. And as we're thinking that negative thought, that's blocking our abundance. When we can get back into the frame of mind of being grateful, be grateful that you had that electricity, and be grateful that you now have the money to pay that, to continue having that electricity running through your home, to run your refrigerator, to run your air conditioning, to run your fans, to run your TV. Where would you be without it? So be grateful that you had that electricity. And there are people out there that don't. So instead of being, grudging about paying that bill, be grateful that you have it. The more gratitude you have, the more you're welcoming back in. The more the universe sees that you're grateful for having that, the more you're going to get. So I do like that one. Now, there is a difference between love and romance. So there are separate affirmations for each one. Now, love can be love from your family, love from your friends, love for yourself, just people in general loving you. Romance, of course, is finding a romantic partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. So a couple affirmations for love is, I know that I deserve love and accept it now. Again, it's the deserving. A lot of people don't think they deserve to be loved, and they block themselves from it. So if we can retrain, switch the circuits of our minds to knowing that we do deserve it, We're going to welcome more in. Another one for love is, I give out love and it is returned to me multiplied. Now you do have to follow through on the I give out part. You've got to put the energy out to receive it back. Whenever you receive, you've got to give. There's got to be a balance. So even if it's paying it forward, where you do something for somebody, they don't even know who it is that did it, but you do something nice for somebody, not with the expectation of them doing anything for you, but the expectation that they'll do something for somebody else. That's giving back. So if you're expecting to receive, you've also got to be willing to give. There's got to be a balance. Another one for love is, I rejoice in the love I encounter every day. Be grateful for whatever love you do receive, even if it's somebody just smiling at you. Be happy for that. And always give the smiles back freely. Smile at people, because that may be the only smile that they got that day. Give it back. Now when we have romance, that's a little bit different. And there are some general ones for romance, but again, you need to be a little specific when you're trying to manifest it. But the general affirmations are, I have a wonderful partner and we are both happy and at peace. Another one is, I release any desperation and allow love to find me. That desperation is a negative energy, and that blocks it from coming to you. So if you just let go of the control, let go of the worry, let go of the stress, and just let it flow. Let it come to you in the right time. Let it come to you when it's ready. Maybe your perfect partner is in a situation right now where they're not free. They're not able to come to you completely free of the ties that they currently have. So maybe you just need to be a little patient to allow them to complete whatever it is that they're trying to clear up, and then maybe they'll be able to come into your life. You want to start a relationship in the right way, in positive light. So maybe you just need to wait a little bit for that person to be ready for you. It's not all about you being ready. Your perfect partner has to be ready for you too. So another thing that sometimes we are looking for, losing weight, breaking other bad habits that, smoking, stuff like that. There's affirmations for that. Something for weight loss is, I am the perfect weight for me. Stop focusing on specific numbers. When you start putting out there to the universe and using that affirmation, I am the perfect weight for me, we're all different. We all are meant to be a different weight. There is no perfect ideal weight that's across the board. It depends on your bone structure. It depends on your height. You may be a certain height and somebody else may be a certain height, but the perfect weights for each of you would be different because of your structure. So put it out there that you are the perfect weight for you. And just keep saying that. And if you're actively trying to make it happen, again, it's not just going to happen on its own. You've got to put some effort into it as well, and you've got to show the universe that you're putting some effort into it and you're serious about it. But this will help it go smoother. This will help you get to where you're meant to be. What's perfect for you is not perfect for somebody else. So focus on what's perfect for you. Another one is, I choose to make positive, healthy choices for myself. That's going to help, again, you make choices for you. What's right for you isn't right for the person standing next to you. So put that out there and you'll start finding yourself making better decisions. You'll start finding new ideas coming to you on different meal plans or different exercises, things that are right for you. By saying an affirmation like that, you're going to start manifesting things that are perfect for you. The tools that you need are going to start appearing. Another one is I choose to exercise regularly. Maybe you're not somebody that's really big into exercising. I would be one of those. But you want to, but you're not really finding the ambition to do it. We'll start saying that affirmation. I choose to exercise regularly. And again, this is only if it's something that you want to incorporate into your daily life. That may not be something that I would choose, but somebody next to me may want to do that, but they're not sure how to get started. They can't find the energy or the ambition or the time. You start using that affirmation, I choose to exercise regularly, and the right exercises will come to you. You'll start finding the free time to do it. You'll start finding the ambition and the energy to do it. But you're switching your mindset. You're changing your way of thinking, and that's what the manifesting is about. It's changing your thought pattern. Getting out of the old habits, getting out of the old patterns, and starting to get into a whole new way of thinking. And you're going to be amazed again at the changes that you start to see once you start changing those patterns. So the last thing that you really need to do when you're working on manifesting, when you've already figured out exactly what it is that you want, you've figured out the affirmations that you want to use, you have a plan laid out as to how you're going to manifest it. Maybe you've even got it in your mind when you want to manifest it by. Well, now you need to do the last step, and that's to expect it. Expect wonderful things to start happening. Expecting those wonderful things is going to create those wonderful things. You can't just be saying it. You can't just be writing it down. You have to expect it. You have to know that you're going to have it. You have to know that it's on its way. Expecting it is so important. If you expect bad things, you're going to get bad things. If you're expecting it to be a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. You're expecting to not get that job promotion, you're not going to. But if you start putting it out there to expect wonderful things, even if you want to just make it generic and just say, I'm expecting wonderful things. Wake up each morning. Before you go to sleep each night, tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to have some wonderful things happen to me. Tomorrow I'm going to see some wonderful things. I'm going to have wonderful people coming into my life. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself the same thing. Today is going to be a wonderful day. Today I am going to experience some wonderful things. And don't write off the little things. Don't see the little things as little things, because they add up. They add up. Every little bit counts. That butterfly that flies by your window, or better yet, even flies by you in person, that was a wonderful thing. That was a little gift that you were just given. The sun is shining on your face while you're laying in bed in the morning. That's a wonderful thing. Maybe it's raining. Well, that's a wonderful thing too, because the plants need the water. We sure got plenty of that this morning, didn't we? Oh my goodness, did it rain? But there was a reason. I laid there listening to the rain this morning, and instead of thinking, oh, I've got to go out in that, I'm going to get soaked. Well, yeah, I'm going to get soaked. But instead of thinking it in a negative way, I laid there listening to it and thought how beautiful it sounded. How relaxing it was to listen to the rain hitting the window, hitting the door, and then there was thunder. I'm like, instead of like, oh, we got a storm coming in, oh, it's getting bad. Instead it was, ooh, we're going to have a little bit of action here. We're going to have a little bit of electricity flowing through the air. How cool is that? Don't overlook the little things. Appreciate and show gratitude for every little thing that you come across. The more gratitude you show, the more you're going to have to be grateful for. If somebody comes into your life that day, it could be an old friend, it could be a new person, and they come in and do some minor little thing for you. Yeah, they picked up a bag and carried it for you, or maybe they opened a door for you. If you're grateful for that little thing that they did for you, you're now welcoming in the energy of people doing nice things for you. And isn't that a wonderful thing? The more you're grateful for the things that they do, the more you're going to have done for you. The more, again, you're going to have more to be grateful for. And then you, in turn, now that you're full of gratitude because of all the wonderful things that are happening for you, you are now able to give to other people. So now maybe you're going to turn around and you're going to hold the door for somebody else, or you're going to carry a bag for somebody else, or you're going to help somebody figure out a problem. The more you're getting, the more you're giving, the more you're getting, and it's just a cycle. Again, the more you're grateful for, the more you've got to be grateful for. And this is information that you should be sharing with everybody, because the more we're all grateful, the more we're all manifesting, the happier we are, the more abundant we are, the more we're sharing the abundance, the more we're sharing the happy, the more it spreads. And how much better would our whole community be, our whole society, if we were all overflowing with abundance, that we were able to share that, to be able to help other people become abundant. How much better would it be when nobody was really relying on other people, because we're all abundant. We're all walking around with a smile on our face. Am I dreaming big? Sure. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting everybody to be taking care of themselves, for everybody to be abundant, for everybody to be happy? Just think how much that would spread. First, it would just be our community. Then it would spread out to the outlying communities, and then it would spread out from there. And the more it spreads, the more everybody benefits. So if there's any little bit, any tidbit of information that you've gotten from this show today, anything that you can find useful, even if it's one little tip, share that with somebody else. Share that with a group of people. Let's all start finding that abundance, whether it's abundance of money, whether it's abundance of love, whether it's romance, whatever it is that we're looking for, that we're seeking, let's all manifest it. I think another thing that I'd like to get started at the shop is maybe getting a small group together, which will hopefully grow into a larger group, but to start a manifesting group, to start an intention group, where we can manifest on our own perfectly fine, but what about if we combine energies from a number of people? When we can combine the energy for each other, and when you've got 10 people trying to manifest one thing, and we can do that for each of us. If each person has one particular thing that they want to manifest, and we all focus our energy on each one of our wishes, how much stronger would that be? Wouldn't that be awesome to get everybody together and start manifesting together? How much stronger we would be, how much faster we could do it. That would be amazing. So I am going to work on that. I'm going to think about getting a group like that together. In the meantime, I'm also going to work on getting a class together on manifesting. And if anybody's looking for any one-on-one counseling, or just, to get together on that, give me a call and let me know, and we can work a session out, and I can get something put together that'll work just individually for you. So we're about at the end of the show, and I'd like to thank you all for listening, and again, share it out. Please get that information out there. Next week we're doing the long distance Reiki, so start thinking about that. If there's anybody out there that would like to get some Reiki energy sent out, drop me a message on Facebook or call me at the center, and I'll get you put on the list, and I'll be sending that out next week. I'd like to also invite you to stay tuned for some of the upcoming shows. There's some great shows after this one. We have Mystic Talk from 6 to 7. We've got Heaven Talks from 7 to 8:30, and then we've got Beyond the Veil from 8:30 to 9:30. They also have a call-in number. You can call them during their shows at 484-945-2605 with any questions or comments that you'd like to send to them. There, again, is some great information, so stay tuned, keep it tuned in, and come on back next week. It will be a quiet show, being it is the Reiki, but you may benefit just from watching it, and then the following week we'll have a new topic up. Maybe we'll bring something special in. I hope to have a guest, but I haven't got that concrete yet, so as soon as I know what that is, it'll be posted up on Facebook, and you'll know what we're having that week. But again, thank you very much for coming in, and I'd like to say goodbye for today, and we'll see you next week.